Hey guys, are you a content creator or are you a big social influencer and you want to try to figure out exactly how to purchase a home in any market? Well, this is the video you want to check out because I have one of the greatest and biggest content creators here on this platform letting us know that it is possible. So make sure you tune in. Hey guys, what's going on? As you know, my name is Mike Self, and I'm here on the Blueprint. I am known as the Bacon Realtor here in Central Florida. Today, I have a special guest with me, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy this podcast. This is going to be a good one. I got my guy CMR from the Carter Vlog. Welcome. So we're going to be talking about the home buying process today, and yeah, let's get into it. How you doing?
I'm doing good, and thanks for having me, Mike. As you guys know, introduce me. I'm Cushane Carter, aka CMR. I'm a social media influencer, an artist, a father, a husband, and homeowner. So that's great. We're here to speak on some stuff, and I want to share my process with you guys.
Absolutely. And what's so special about today, as he mentioned, he is a social media influencer. And guys, he's no small guy. I promise you, they got hits. But what I love about this is that there are a lot of people that are getting into the industry when it comes to home buying,
Hmm.
and you guys actually pay your home off. Well, not paid it off,
Hmm.
but purchase your home
Hmm.
with just being on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
With being on YouTube,
Yeah,
so that's dope. Actually,
yeah.
that means y'all really doing y'all thing.
I would say that when I hear like people like you talk, or when I meet other people, persons where I speak with, and I realize it's a big deal because it's really hard to use
Mm-hmm.
1099. I didn't really
Mm-hmm.
understand it that much because first time when a lot of things I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
yeah.
it's a big deal because just being an entrepreneur itself
Hmm.
is a lot. So
Yes.
having to manage your money based off of just having like a W two, and there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with anybody having a W two,
Yeah.
but it's easier to utilize W two income
Hmm.
because taxes and everything are already taken out
Hmm.
compared to dealing with us. We got to deal with our own taxes. We can't write off too much. If we do, we
Exactly.
can't get the home that we want. So we
Ooh,
got
I
to
got
pay
so
taxes
much.
on top of saving for the
Yes.
home, so it's a lot. So just knowing that y'all have done what y'all have done the way that y'all have done it
Yeah.
is wild. It's
Yeah.
crazy, but it shows that it is very possible for
Hmm.
the other influencers that are out there in
Exactly.
different areas, whether you're in Florida, California, to be able to stack up your money, still
Hmm.
do your content, and get the home that you want. So
Exactly.
congratulations on that.
Yeah.
So before we get into it, do you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Hmm.
I know you guys came over from Jamaica. How long have you been in the States?
I've been in America since they laid the first block. Now I'm just kidding. I've been here since 2009. I got a scholarship, a soccer scholarship to
Oh,
a university in Missouri called
nice.
Lindenwood University. When I got there, they realized I got the skill to run because every Jamaican can run. So I got a
That's
track
right.
scholarship on
Okay.
top of that.
Okay.
But being in America by myself, because the only family I got was when my wife got here. So I've been in here as a student by myself.
Okay.
Finances hit me real hard,
Hmm.
where I had to take care of myself, just simple stuff, deodorants, clothing, food, and I find myself out of college because I had to go work. So I lost
Hmm.
the scholarship because I had to,
Try to get some
try
income.
to get some income.
Yeah.
So I lost the scholarship, but God is on my side. I got into the military, and
Okay.
that's one of the best moves I've ever made in my entire life. The military was a stepping stone for everything that happened
Oh
in
wow.
my career, in my life right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long were you in the military?
I did 8 years, 5 years as active and 3 years as a reserve. So
Do
yeah,
you miss it?
I do. Sometimes
Really?
I really do.
I get
Yeah,
different answers
yeah,
every
yeah.
time I ask that question.
Yeah.
But that's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. I didn't know that about you.
Mhm.
So wow. That's dope. So you
Yeah.
had one of them success stories. For one, it's one thing to move from state to state by yourself here in the US, but it's another thing to move from another country
Exactly. With
and
no,
still make
and
it work.
I left when I was 17. I didn't realize how young I was when I was here. I was just looking back the other day and I was saying, "Whoa, I've been in America since I was 17." So I
Wow.
left my mom, and that's one of the most touching thing too. I want to go off topic, but I
Yeah,
gotta say
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Um, I was a boy. I was somebody's child, baby when I left. And now I'm a grown man, and I lost that relationship with my mama physically. My brother, my cousins, my aunties,
That comfort zone.
because if you look at it, I don't understand myself really until I was 13. So I probably spent maybe 5 years to bond with them. So when I turned 17, I left. And now so many years passed. My mom got older. She don't look, the image I had in my head is different. So, and that's the sacrifice a lot of us have to make so that our kids or whoever we love or care for don't have to do that. I'm big on that one. I feel like to change the dynamics of your life or your family you're brought up, see, we call it brought, it's different. Somebody got to make that Jesus Christ move. I call it a sacrifice move. And I missed out on a lot back home with family members, with my mom, everything, but I had to do that to make sure
you got what you got.
Yeah.
That's dope though. So again, I commend you for that. So, but with you coming over here, that then allowed your family to come over here. So when did Chrissy come over?
Well, my wife got here in 2017.
Okay.
So that's like, 5-6 years ago, something like that. She got here in 2017. The process to get her here, because we're married, we have kids, it was no brainer for me to bring her here. And just the way we communicate about wanting success, I realized that I needed a team. And most of what I've accomplished was when she got here, if not all, because I was serving, I was all over the place. I didn't settle down, I made money and I blow it because I was living on base.
Yeah.
I had no reason to be responsible and none of that stuff. So, yeah.
Okay.
So it was.
Okay. So, man, we can do a whole nother segment about that.
I know, right?
It's a lot we can discuss. All right, getting back on topic as far as when it comes to actually purchasing your home. At what moment did you and Chrissy decide, like, okay, well, first, when did y'all become influencers?
All right. So we created a family platform in 2018.
Okay.
But I have a channel that I don't really talk about, which was the very first channel, very successful channel, because that has over 130K followers right now, subscribers. It's called CMR TV.
Okay.
And that stands for Carter Music Reviews. And I critique other artists, whether they're dressing, the song they sing, if whatever sus or gossip happen, I do stuff like that. But I got in the music industry popularized from that, where I was known. So I got the taste of social media. I was like, you could make money from it. So my wife, being a makeup artist, I knew that all she needed was just that opportunity, and she was a bit shy, very shy.
Okay.
So I knew once I get her into social media, we could have, be a team, and that's when we started the family platform in 2018. And really and truly, a year after that, we kicked off, and we got, I guess, somewhat what we could say we're making money to survive off it. Then by 2020, it's ridiculous.
That was it.
We were the movement for everything have to do with family vlogging in Jamaica and all of that stuff. So yeah.
Okay. And what part of Jamaica y'all came from?
Me and my wife from the same. We're from St. Catherine, Linstead to be exact. Linstead, St. Catherine. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Went to the same primary school too. My eyes were on her from she was in grade 2. I tell the story all the way, but I ain't gonna tell it now. But yeah.
There's a little love story here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you and Chrissy came over. You came over first, did your thing. Chrissy came over. Y'all created what you created with your brand. When did you decide that you needed to purchase your first home?
It was 2020. Because we started to get in, as you grow on social media, most people are going to like you, some people are going to hate. Some people were talking about, because I never had certain stuff. I like flashy things. I'll buy Gucci watch, Gucci shirt, Louis V this. And they used to have a problem because Jamaican audience is kind of different from the American. America will embrace that.
I heard.
But Jamaica, they'll critique you. Oh, you're buying Louis Vuitton, but you don't have a house. But, so my wife and I was like, it's time for us to start, consider being a real family, because now we have kids and we don't want to we don't want to have to be moving every time to be renting a home. And in 2020 we started searching, and that was like if I was a person who quit, I would have quit that time, because we were making enough money to purchase a home in 2020, right? But when we made the step, they told us we can't buy a home. I was like, why? Because we gotta make our thing legit. So at that time now, we got to start get our LLC, make our business an escort business, hire an accountant to operate certain stuff, which, I learned that I could have operated on my own, but Being an accountant, it's a little bit. I think the accountant came in handy, knowing that it was from a certified accountant. So we did that. So before that, though, in 2020, we started seat house. When we get to, I spoke with a realtor at the time, and she put me onto the loan guy, and I told him what's going on. I made this much money, and he was like, "But no, you can't do it like that. So this is what you're gonna do." He told me what to do. I did it. And the funny thing, I didn't even close with him. I should have closed with him, but the builders and they tricked me into thinking that I have to use their lenders.
Now, actually, we're going to get into that. Now, before we get into that, what was one of the lessons learned? I think we kind of discussed it before we start recording. What was one of the things that you learned from that process?
I learned from the whole process that, listen, once you get yourself legit, then you will be able to accomplish most of what you want. Because I realized not because you have you're making the funds. If, as you say, Uncle Sam can't see it the way they want to see it, then it's not valid. Because and I learned that that was so depressing for us, because now we start feeling as if we're not gonna be able to own our home, but we end up doing it.
So you hit a point that I was kind of moving towards, which was being that you are technically at this point considered 1099. You're making your own money. You're making a lot of money, but if you don't move it the correct way, you can't get what it is that you want unless you're paying cash.
Exactly.
So we tell a lot of our clients that when you're actually going in this process, no matter how much money you're making, you have to show all of your income based off of the amount that you want to purchase. So guys, if you're getting a home, you're 1099. Honestly, even if you're W-2, be careful with writing off a lot of these things.
Yes.
So you can sit here and make $200,000-$300,000 for the year, but you're like, oh, I don't want to pay Uncle Sam, and now you look like you made $70,000.
And that's what happened to us, because 2020 we wrote off, because previous year we were filing tax with W-2s, because I was working, the military and other side job where I work with public. But when we start getting that break from the internet and we start getting brand deals, we made so much income that at the point I was told that if you report all of this, you're gonna owe Uncle Sam such and such. So the lady who filed our taxes at the time said, "Yo, give us all your expenses." So I gave them the expenses. We're in the public eye, so we had to give them wardrobe expenses. When we done, it only shows that we made $72,000, and that's what I tried to purchase a home with, knowing that I made more than that. But though I couldn't be approved with $70,000.
That's why it's so important to have the proper team with every single thing.
So
I'm not going to say that she did the wrong thing, but as the tax preparer, she should have asked you, hey, what is your plan before you file your taxes?
Exactly. Yes.
Because trying to do that and go back and amend certain things, now you're causing a whole red flag situation.
Yep.
But I'm happy that y'all got past that and y'all are making enough money the next couple of years to do the correct thing, to get into the whole mile process. Now, the home that y'all purchased, was it a resale or a new construction?
It was a new construction.
Okay. So
that was on me too. I really wanted something from scratch from my first home.
So that's why you say you felt pressure into using their lender.
Their lender. Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of times when dealing with new construction, especially at the time that y'all purchased, they were pushing a lot of incentives. Now, do you feel like that's what it was at the time? Were y'all getting incentives?
Yes, they promised me at least 7,000 something incentives, and then when I work it, and then the loan guy I told you about, who said, "Yo, this is what you got to do to get yourself," and I could approve you for real, but you got to do this. He was so cool with us. I told him what they said, that we're locked in, and if we switch over, we're gonna lose this and that. He was like, so he run the numbers. So he said, "Let me do it for you. I run the numbers." He ran the number, and he was like, "To be honest, they have a better offer than what I could give you, but I could do this for you on the other end." So I was like, all right, damn, what we're gonna do? Ended up going with them because they told us that we locked in and would lose this that we put in and stuff like that. So he was like, all right, work with them. Any question you need, just come back. So he was still there as like a liaison for us, just to keep us in check. Yeah. And I got a funny story too. When we get further on, another loan advice officer reached out that I know from nowhere. I think God sent that person,
Mhm.
and she helped us. But as we get further on in this, you'll hear that story.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, definitely keep him on your team. I like that because you don't have a lot of people in this industry, as far as that I'm learning, that have integrity like that.
Yes.
And even though yes, you can make money in this industry, it's an industry where you're actually helping people. As you can see, it's a process. It's a process. So it's good to have those people in your corner, because when you are doing something like new construction, the builder is basically, I guess, look at it like this. If you're having a divorce case, the builder is going to be your wife. And the sales agent is going to be your wife.
Right.
The builder is going to be the lawyer. So trying to actually deal with them and get from them, they're going to do what they got to do. But if it comes time to doing what's right by them, they don't care what they got going on for you.
Exactly.
So they're going to try to get whatever they can from you, because whatever they get from you, let's just say you didn't get the home, the money that you have goes into their escrow and they keep it. And then they still sell it to somebody else. So not only are they making money out for you, they're going to make money out for somebody else. So I think you guys probably did the right thing, especially with receiving incentives, because a lot of times new construction does give really good incentives. So don't feel bad for using them.
Yeah.
Because again, you want to get as much as you can from them as well.
Yeah.
But I'm happy at the fact that y'all closed.
Yeah.
Now, but with that being said, you used a realtor in the process, right?
I did use a realtor.
Thank you.
Her name is Angie. I got to shout out Angie.
Shout out to
She's
Angie.
aggressive. She was for us.
Okay.
And she made it clear, listen, every home I ever close on, I try to earn that money. And I respect what she did, because she's there for me on the phone, tell me what to expect, what not to expect. No, do not. She, at one point, she said, we're not closing. I was like, what am I going to tell my wife? We have to move from the home that we're renting. So it reached a point where I was going to be like, accept whatever bullcrap they're trying to offer me or force me to settle. And she was like, no, I'd rather stay with you until you find another home. And she called him back and forth. And she was like, no, you said this. I have it in text messages. And that's how she fought for us. And I love Angie.
I love that. I love that. And that's a tip for a lot of agents. So for one, I love the fact that you use the agent, because a lot of homeowners, they mess up by thinking that they can go in for themselves without using a realtor.
Yeah.
Can you purchase without one? Absolutely. But when a situation comes about and you don't know what to do, who's going to fight for you?
Exactly.
Again, you're dealing with the divorce lawyer. So
good analogy.
Yeah. So it's like you're not going to get anything at all. There's moments where I've had to do the same thing for my clients to make sure that they were taken care of.
Yeah.
Because yes, you can read a contract, but sometimes with all that legal jargon, you be like, okay, what are you talking about?
I'm not going to understand those jargons. Like,
Yeah.
yo. And they like when you come to them without real. Because at one point they told me I don't have to use a realtor. I was like, nah, I'm using one.
Yeah. See.
So they knew that when you're a first-time homeowner, they know that most times you're not going to know as much, especially if it is you're trying to purchase on your own. Because sometimes, nothing wrong with trying to save or trying to say, you know what, I could do it on my own. But sometimes you're going to get the professionals to do what is really needed. Yeah. So.
And when using an agent, it doesn't cost you anything. Did you pay her? No, it doesn't cost you. No. So that's why they don't want to use realtors, because they got to pay out of their pocket.
Their pockets, yeah.
But
I learned that too.
Yeah,
she told me, she was like, money. That is why they're doing that. And you know what? They're wrong for that. She said that. Well, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, you got free legal counsel.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, again, shout out to Angie for that. All right. So with her being aggressive, you're going into the home. Actually, before we get into this part, what made you fall in love with the house that you picked?
One, I wanted a good size home because, it's 6 of us, 4 girls, my wife and I.
Family.
And I wanted like a guest room. And also I wanted each one of the girls to have a room, because where we're coming from, they were sharing rooms. And I want them to have that experience that I never had. So, the home was selected by my wife, but I told her what we're looking for in terms of the amount of bedrooms. And she found it. And when I saw that, I think what I like about it is it's just looking big and just feeling, I don't know.
Y'all have a nice home.
Yeah. We do.
Chrissy showed me some of the interior that she's done with decorating. I was like, what? Yeah. She might have to go in and do my little place.
Yeah.
Y'all have a nice home. Y'all have a nice home.
Yes, we do.
just for y'all, because y'all are influencers. We're not going to say the builder. But well, have y'all told people y'all builder? I don't know.
Yeah, I do. We post them on the internet. One of
Okay,
the time they
okay.
come to us, they did something mess up on our home. That's one of the next thing why they try to attend to us quick and fast, because they know we had the influence, we had the following, and the builder was messing up. I had to change builder 2 times because and one of the builder was like, he's trying to be so nice now because he was like, make sure when you talk about it, you let him know. I was like, if y'all no. But yeah, we did, and they came to us one time talk about we can't say their names. I said, yes, I could say your name if I want. I'm not degrading. I'm telling you, I'm buying this home, and because I'm like that,
Okay. So now this is the part I'm ready for. We finna get into the nitty gritty.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
ready.
So you had mentioned that you were having some issues, which means that there were quite a bit of challenges that you were having.
Yep.
And being that you do have the social influence now, when y'all first went into the deal, they didn't know y'all had that.
No, they didn't.
So how did you go into the deal?
So I'm an impulse guy. So we said we wanted a home, right? And after the first loan officer told us what to do, I was like, babe, let's go. She looked up the place. She saw one where we're getting something from scratch. We went there. They told us, the lady we met, really nice, started smiling with us and everything. So we was like, all right, I'm interested in a home. What's the process? What we gonna, first you got to get pre-approved. I was like, I'm ready to get. She said, all right. She showed me the screen and said, go there. Went on the screen. I got pre-approved. She was like, okay, you're pre-approved, so let's talk. And she told me this is what available. And she said they had one home available because it was what do you call it now? I don't want to say in my ear. Is it a subdivision? That's what they call it. Yeah. So it was building from scratch. She was like, well, this is the last home. So me and my wife was like, babe, we love this. This is the last one they're building. So we start, saying we're gonna move to her. So we did that. She said, oh, you're next in line. Someone, they're already they're already approved for it or pre-approved, whatever they call that word.
Kind of going, falling from out of contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they said, but if they fall through, you're next in line, and it seemed like they might. So she gave us a heads up on that part. So I went home and I was like, God, please, it's sad to say, but let us get that home if we're supposed to. She called us, said the person fall through. So I was like, okay, we're next in line. She was like, no, there's someone else. I was like, but you never told me this. Oh, this person was waiting for 2 years. I was like, y'all building house for 2 years and this person haven't bought one from you guys and you still want me to wait on them? And they were like, yeah. So anyways, they called me. After that, a Jamaican lady, she said to me, I ain't gonna really say her name. She said to me, I asked her about lot 18. I was like, what about lot 18? You told me this was the last. Oh, she was like, oh, that one is gonna build later on in the year. That's why I didn't say. I was like, no, you said there was no more building. So right there started rubbing me wrong. So I was like, all right, we want lot 18. Since there's someone waiting on this one, we want lot 18. She told us, she's been here 2 years, so she gets to pick. I was like, nah, you're playing with us. You told her she's waiting on that one.
Yeah.
So right now she has to still have the option to pick. So we gotta wait and see which. And it ended up that I think they wanted to sell the home that the lady fall through on because they already select cabinets, everything for the home. They already select and they feel like as if they need to sell that one. So we end up settling with that one. So we never get to pick nothing in the house. So all the decoration that's going on in the home is from scratch. And you know what? I'm happy it happened that way because we would have selected some of the upgrades, pay way too much money, and it's not worth it because what we're doing now is even way better than what they're,
I love this.
So things work out in our favor.
You are hitting so many points, and I'm pretty sure that if some of my home buyers, the ones that are looking, you're saying some of the same things that I've told them.
Yeah.
When you are going into the home buying process, especially with a new construction home, they upsell on some of those fixtures and products that they put inside of the home.
Yeah.
So some of that stuff, if you know that you can put in later, like doorknobs or the faucet handles and all kind of other little things, shower heads, do it later. The main things, maybe blinds or a pool or something like that, might be cheaper going with them. But yeah, you can definitely pick a lot of stuff later.
Yeah.
But also what it sounds like is that y'all were kind of getting the runaround.
Yes, we were.
Which, not to try to get on that page, but we are in Florida. And we're going to be honest.
Yep.
As a black agent, as a black homeowner, sometimes we run into these challenges with the builders, with listing agents, with other people that are selling their homes because they don't want us to have certain things. Do you feel like that was one of the things that you were dealing with?
Exactly, because after the first lady fall through, and it was us next in line, because she claims that the 2-year waiter chose the lot 18, right? What happened now, they want us to fall through so they could sell somebody else. What she did to us, remember, I don't know if I should touch here, because you want me to state the type of loan yet, or are we not there
No,
yet?
no. Well, you already mentioned that you were
So they know.
yeah.
So it's a VA loan, which I learned that we don't need no deposit. But the lady told me I had to put 20% down, which means she wanted 80 something thousand from us for down payment. I believe she did that now because she said, all right, his credit good, so he got pre-approved. He was because I was saying to her that you're not being straightforward with us because we were supposed to be next in line. Anyways, nowhere the person in line. She said 20% down. So I was like, no, my realtor said, no, your VA should be 0 down. So my realtor said, you know what, let me talk to her from here on.
Okay.
So my realtor stepped in.
Thank you, Angie.
Yeah. Yeah. My realtor stepped in. She was like, do you know this man is he's using a VA loan? She was like, yeah, but the builder said they want it and they're gonna give it back at closing. And she said, if that's the case, give it to us in writing. Not only that, 20% is too high.
Correct, because you don't need all that for closing.
Exactly. And then the first loan guy that I told you about that did most of the work and give me information that I didn't close it, because I tend to have this guilt feeling sometimes. I don't know if I should feel like. He said to me,
buy him a gift.
Yeah,
buy some alcohol or something.
Yeah, he said to me, tell her that, let me talk to her. The loan officer, he said, yo, he's gonna go with us to purchase a home, and 20% is too high. Nobody else in the market at this moment is paying 20%, especially a VA. Can you show us every other buyer who paid 20%? Oh, that's confident. He said, because you don't have it. Give us a realistic price. She said, I talked with the builder. They said 15. He said, no, we're not gonna do 15. And funny thing, I'm gonna tell you this too. It ended up where he get it down to 10%. So we still had to put down something with a VA loan, which I learned that they weren't supposed to at all. But I'm a first-time home buyer, so I didn't know exactly. Only to find out when she learned that I'm an influencer, she want to be cool now. And she tried to sell a friend of mine a home. And when my friend spoke with her, she said, you got to put down 5%. So I was like, she told you that? And I'm saying to myself, wonder if she remember how much percent she told me and how much I had to put down. And that rubbed me wrong. So anyway, I passed her now and moved to the loan process now, the underwriting. So we got approved, and the underwriting process was another hell.
Underwriting are like the gatekeepers of everything, and which is so crazy. Which I get it to a certain extent, because these are people that the bank is giving you all this money. You know what I'm saying? To purchase your home, to make sure everything is what it is. But there is a part of the process that is just ridiculous, and you're like, okay, y'all, come on now. I done proven all of this stuff.
Everything they ask for, I give them.
Yeah,
they never ask.
And it's worse with 1099.
And then before even all of that, did y'all know that my credit score is like 480?
Wow.
Yeah, like a year before, not even a year, maybe a year before, almost a year before I started doing the shopping. I know we made the money. I know we had all of that, but my score was low.
The shot.
And the guy told me he was like, get your score to at least 620 and I could work with you. But I would wish for it to be 650.
So what did you do to boost it up real quick?
So what he did was he looked at my credit score and he asked me about all of these things. And stuff that I had was from I was in college. Some of the stuff that's supposed to fall off even because 7 years elapsed, you know? And he said, let me talk to these lenders for you. I should charge you, but since you're going to close with me and all that. So at the time, we didn't know I wasn't going to close with him. So he called lenders. He said, yo, my client don't know these, all that stuff. And they just take most of it off. When he's done, I was boots to he said he wanted me to be at 620. I was at like 635.
So it was your lender that helped you get your...
Yeah. So I'm gonna buy a house with you. I promise you. Don't worry. The next home is gonna be with you. And I've so much knowledge on the process now. They can't force me to stick with their lender.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what incentive you're gonna try to offer, unless it's like some ridiculous amount where I'm like, lender, we gotta pause again. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, the plus side is y'all made that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you don't purchase with him, you have that influence now to where your friends and family come, hey, this is my lender.
Yeah.
Because somebody's going to buy a resale property.
Yes.
You know, so
yeah, it's true.
you still got them locked down.
Yep.
But I like the fact that you pointed out, I didn't mean to cut you off. I like the fact that you pointed out that when you went through the process of getting like your credit and everything adjusted, that it was the lender that you spoke with. I know so many people that I try to tell them, I get your credits here. I get you trying to start the process. Speak with the lender first. If you got the right lender, they're going to lead you in the right direction financially to get where you got to be. Then you work on what you need.
That's what he did. He was like, and then he gave me even projection. He said, if you pay this one off, it's gonna boost you at a certain amount. And I was like, all right.
But he didn't have you pay everything off, right?
No, he didn't have me pay everything.
And that's a big. And now, if you didn't go with him, you probably would have been like, let me just pay everything off to try to get clear.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I try to tell a lot of people that you don't have to pay everything off to get to a certain point. You just need to get approved for the amount that you want. And then deal with the rest of the later. It'll fall off. Yeah.
It'll fall. Exactly what I did. And he said, you know what? If you I did mention, if you get your score to at least a 620, I could work with you. By the time we're done, guys, it was at 640. And then that's when I get my pre-approval at like 639, 640, something like that. I got the pre-approval right there. And from there on, everything just works till I reach the E-cups. You know? But the underwriting was tedious, back and forth. When you're a 1099, it's a little bit challenging now when you have W-2s because they want to see every income, every expenses. And I reached a point where even I felt as if the loan guy that I chose now, or the lady or the company, they were against me at some point because when I show them that I'm also paying myself, I got a W-2, so I have the company and I have a W-2 for myself. What they didn't want to credit me with the income I'm paying myself, but they want to put it as a debt to my business for paying out. So I was like, no. And my realtor again stepped in and said, this is how it works then. Because are you trying to disapprove my client? Because I was paying myself like $8,000 a month out of our money. And they're saying, but it's your company. I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter. If I work for my company, so that's an income that you need to add. They were like, no, we can't. So I was like, fine. But then they were saying the salary expenses, they wanted to put that expenses on the business. So let's say if I had made $20, they want to say, all right, you know what, that $20, $10 was salary expenses. So you really only have $10 to show us. I was like, no. Because if you're going to do it like that, then you got to count my income. So my Angie stepped in and they were like, you know what, this lady have sense. So they end up counting me paying myself. And that you could do that, guys.
That's crazy.
If you're a 1099 and you pay yourself, give yourself a W-2, pay taxes. So, I file a personal tax and a business tax, and that also helped me with the income. And then I'm a disabled veteran, guys. So I do get some form of, income from that. And I use that as non-taxable income. I use that again. So I was like, listen, if it's about income-wise, I have way enough income. So find something else and let me provide you with it. And then you find something else, let me provide you with. Because this house you reach a point where I tell her, I was like, this house is mine. No matter what you did or say, we're going to close. Because the Lord said this house was ours. Yeah. And she was like, okay, we're going to do what we got to do. And then she called back. I always got that nice voice. Oh, Mr. Carter. I was like, you know what? I'm going to let you talk with my wife because she's more aggressive than me. And I'm too nice. But I didn't put my wife on, because she would have been like, "Uno bombo clad."
Chris is hilarious, man. Yeah. But I love that. Like I said, I love that y'all actually got through the process. So there are going to be a few points I'm going to just kind of call out with the 1099 because we want to make sure we give them the gem.
Yes.
So when dealing with the 1099 and which you kind of gave it out, but y'all can do a little list now. Make sure that you have an expense report. So make sure you have you're taking track of all the income that you're receiving and what's going out, so that exactly they can see how that's being tracked. Make sure your personal and your business account is separate, so that way they can actually see what's your personal income, what you're receiving, and what the business is.
Yeah.
Also, make sure you have a tax preparer too that know what they're doing, because they're gonna have to do certain. Did you have to get like a letter of explanation for certain things too?
I was going to touch on that when you talk about even I couldn't spend certain amount of money. Because if I sent like one of the when I made a deposit, I had to pull money from a Jamaica account, and I had to write a letter. I had to explain where that money come. I had to show them how the money reached to Jamaica, and I was like, yo, crazy. So I couldn't do any huge spending, because then they told me it might affect me if I if I see another camera and I want to spend $3,000-$4,000, they're gonna be like, yo, where's
it? Yeah.
So I had a limit on how I spend. Everything. They track everything, even 30 cents. They asked me about. When I was done, they was like, "Are you good?" The underwriters asked you about this 30 cent royalty stuff. That I was like, I do music and I got a check for like 30 cents, and I was like, but how is this gonna help our break? They said they want to
know every single thing, where it's coming from, where it's going. Even so, let's say you got 3 accounts, let's say you got 2 business accounts, 3 personal accounts, and you only showed them 1 personal account because that's the account that got all the money that you need.
What you're talking about happened to me. Go ahead.
So if something switches from one account to that next account, they're like, okay, well, what is this? Now you're gonna want to see what's going on that account. Yeah. So you got to show every single thing. I know, like, we had to do that with one of my buyers, and one of the things that I learned too, that we had to add in income for him. So we actually had to do something with his meals. We had to do a meal expense to add more income, because he had the income. Yeah, I think he had like about $400,000 for the year, but because of what he was writing off and doing certain things, we had to make certain adjustments. So again, guys, be careful what you write off. If you plan on getting a home and you don't have the full cash to buy that home, make sure you write off just enough.
Yeah, because you remember that here when I told you we write off stuff, it come back and bite us, because we end up owing IRS a certain amount, like 50 grand. And that was gonna get, so we had to get ourselves on a payment plan, write an explanation letter. I did a Zelle transaction to my own account that I didn't want them to know about. And just what you said, and because I did that, they were like, which account? Oh, we need a statement for that account too. I was like, but that's not the account that has the ink. We need it. My wife gave me some money to add to it from her account. She had to write it as a gift.
Yes.
She had to write it as a gift, because they said they don't want she to come back in the future and say she loaned me this money. I was like, no, I don't know why. But
yeah, so anything that you have to do a gift, because if it's a loan, they're going to count it against you.
Count it against me.
Just like even with the IRS, that switch something for y'all, because now that's added onto your DTI.
Yes.
So now that changes numbers too.
That changes numbers.
So there's a lot in the process to where it seems like a lot because it's your first time.
Yeah.
But when you go purchase your second home now or an investment property, it's going to be a little different for you.
A little different, yeah. I believe so.
You already know what to provide.
Yeah.
It's still going to be a roller coaster, but it's going to be a lot easier. You're not going to be as nauseous.
Yeah. Certain things I'll expect.
Correct. Correct. Because, especially again, with us being black, everything is not racially provoked. But it feels like that sometimes.
Yeah. I felt like that at some point too. I felt like, they had to get their supervisor. I'm quick to call you supervisor, because I'm not. I said, yo, listen, if we don't close, all right, the day when we're supposed to close, we had to leave the house that we rent. So if we didn't close, we had nowhere to go.
Correct.
We had nowhere to. So I was like, listen.
So now you're spending more money in hotel rooms and storage.
Exactly. Like, boy. But guys, trust me, if you're a 1099 or you're an influencer, you could do it. I'm here. I did it. We're doing it. And the next property we purchase, it might not necessarily be just from social media, but a chunk will be, because now we're venture off in having our own business, and we launch that from social media, And with that being said, we could use it to do some other stuff. So I believe that you guys could do it. And that's one decision I made was to get out of the army. You never asked me. I think you want to know this one. I was at a crossroad.
Mm-hmm.
When my wife got here, I was reserve. Reserve don't pay. They give you the benefits, but you don't make the money because you're not active duty.
Okay.
And I was at a crossroad. Am I going to go back in the military so I can provide for this lady with our kids? And I said to myself, what I'm going to do. I was working at Publix at the warehouse in the freezer. I hate
where?
the cold.
In Orlando or Lakeland?
Not Lakeland. Lakeland was further, but in Orlando.
Okay.
You were there at the Lakeland?
I used to work at the Lakeland.
Oh, yeah, I was at the freezer in Orlando.
I worked at the bakery, and then I transferred to the one in Atlanta.
Yeah.
With the Cula.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I was there, and I was like, yo, it's too cold, and I'm just going to go back in the military.
It's cold.
So, yes. And I said, I'm going to give social media one shot. I'm going to give him a hug. Because I realized that I was generating like $1,500 a month from what we were doing.
Okay.
And I was like, that's because I don't have enough time to put in because I got to come to work.
Mm-hmm.
What if I not go to work and put all the time in social media? So I had a thing called FLA. You know, you don't let people know about that stuff because when I know about, I use it up.
I use it all the time.
So I use it up to not go to work for months, but I spend that time doing social media. And then, bro, when I spent all the time there, that $1,500 that I was making monthly jumped to like $5,500. So I was like, babe, we could pay the rent and I could let you do your little nails now and then, you know? Because I was like, so okay. I'm saying no military. And so I did that.
And no Publix.
And no Publix. So I did that and I started pouring in. It reached to a point, I'm not going to tell you how much I made, but I could tell you I remember 1 month, we generated like $65K. And that was before we made brand deals, just putting in work, just doing videos. And then I started learning the niche of the YouTube thing and Facebook. Because guys, let me tell you, we got YouTube, we got like 5 YouTube channels, we got like 4 Facebook channels, we got like 7 Instagram channels, we got like 3 or 4 TikTok, and all of those platforms make money.
That's wild.
So I pour all of the time in it. And then now these days we don't spend enough time because, you know, we reach a level where we could not put in all the work, but still do some work. Yeah. And then we invest in other stuff and we have our little business going on. But guys, you could do it, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of y'all. That's dope. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It's really, I really don't think you understand how dope that is.
Yeah.
Because just from where you came from up until now, I mean, that's a whole another subject itself. Yeah. So again, I'm proud of y'all for that.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel proud too, because I've been seeing, because to me sometimes it seems like it's not that much. And it's not that I'm watching others, but sometimes when you look in America, it feels as if, you see everybody have their home, everybody doing this stuff. But even I just learned the stats that even the income you make, not like 20, not even 25% of the population is making that much.
No, not at all, not at all. And even the income that people are making now, it's still hard to get a home. People are. And I don't judge anybody for what they make, but when I'm doing buyer consultations and people are telling me their income, in my mind, just knowing what it takes to get a house, it's sad because I'm like, for when I'm looking at the company sideways, and I'm like, how are you living off of this?
Off this, yeah.
You know, so it's like in order to really get something decent now, you have to have a 6-figure household.
Yeah.
And even with having a 6-figure household, you have to make sure that 6 figures look like 6 figures after tax.
After taxes, exactly.
You know, so
because my wife, she loves luxury stuff. She loves to decorate a home, and I be loving that too. You know, so we got to be making certain amount. And my biggest fear too is to go back to where we started.
Yeah,
especially now that the family is bigger. I got to make sure we're doing the right thing, and that's what I want y'all to know, that don't just feel like you're making money, because social media, I feel like it's going to reach to a point where they're going to monitor it, and if they start monitoring it to a certain extent, me and you can just be like, yo, well, let's do a video, make 10K off it, or 5K or 500, you know. And when they start doing that, it's going to be just like start going to workforce to try to find a work. They're going to maybe tell you, yo, you can't have a social media account unless you don't have this, or they're going to do something.
Type of requirement, yeah.
They're going to do something.
Yeah. Well, this is dope. I'm not going to hold you too long. Yeah. So before we leave, is there anything that we did not discuss that you can think of that you want to let everyone know as far as
Mhm.
purchasing a home in general, whether
Yeah,
it's 1099, W-2?
yeah. No, I think we cover most of everything, guys, and I just want you to also just know that just get everything in line, and you'll be fine. Don't write off too much stuff, and don't feel discouraged if you start the first year and your realtor or your buyer or your lender tells you, yo, you know what, it's kind of rough for you, because it's just gonna prepare you for
Hmm.
what really is to
Hmm.
come. So yeah.
Okay, and with that being said, I'm gonna leave y'all off with this. Everybody process is different.
Hmm.
No one's gonna have the same buying process. Just because your cousin, your neighbor, your family, whoever it may be, is purchasing a home this year doesn't mean that you have to do the same thing too.
Hmm.
But if your goal is to purchase, start off somewhere. That
Smart.
somewhere should be with your realtor.
Yep.
So make sure you give us a call,
Hmm.
or if you already have a trusted realtor, give them a call. Because I'm not
Yes.
greedy. Now everybody got to make money.
Yeah.
Give someone a call, start off the process,
Hmm.
understand the process, and
Hmm.
then go from there. Because everybody, to me, everybody has the opportunity and can have the opportunity, no matter what market it is, to buy a home. So just do what's right, and we'll get you a home.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Exactly.
it was a pleasure having you. This was dope. I thoroughly enjoyed hearing your story
Hmm.
and understanding you more, which is great. So thank you for
Yeah.
that. And thank you for being open.
Yeah.
Leave them again with your social media handles so that way they can follow you and
Hmm.
learn more about you, your
Hmm.
beautiful family,
Hmm.
and all that stuff.
All right, guys. So you can find us on YouTube, the Carter family. That's for the family stuff. Personally, you'll find my Carter one link, number one, not ONE, just Carter one link. My music stuff, you'll find CMR TV. And you can check out my wife. She does makeup, decor, all of that nice stuff at Watch Chrissy Work. And for all platforms, you type those names in, you'll find everything. As a matter of fact, if you find one platform, it's going to populate all the
Hmm.
others.
Hmm.
So yeah.
All right, perfect. And guys, if you want to look at all my platforms, because me and my family, I'm just playing. I just got one, the Bacon Realtor.
Yeah, but it's a pleasure having me, man.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. I enjoy talking to you. So yeah.
Likewise,
Yeah.
likewise. Well, that is going to be it. For more information or for more videos like this, guys, make sure you like, subscribe. Please comment. Let us know how you like this video and if you want more information. And that is it. So thank you guys for coming on the Blueprint, and we'll see you guys later.